you know that the pasta that you are eating every day might be missing about 46 nutrients? Did you know that the way the regular pasta is processed might actually affect digestion? Today, we're gonna uncover some surprising truth about pasta nutrition. Ciao and welcome to the world of Papa Vince. As you know, my family and I are passionate about food made the traditional way, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that all of you have been asking me about. What's the difference between enriched and non-enriched pasta? Enriched pasta is pasta that has been fortified with additional nutrients. These nutrients are typically nutrients that are added during manufacturing because the nutrients that were lost during processing. I hope all that makes sense. And understanding what nutrients were lost during processing and which ones were added during manufacturing is the key to make informed decisions. During this time, nutritional deficiencies were common, and the US government mandated adding certain nutrients back to the flour. This practice evolved over time with adding folic acid in the 1990s to prevent neural tube defects in developing babies. Traditional, very important word, traditional stone meal flour contains 3 parts. The first one is the bran, which is the outer layer containing the fiber. The second part is the germ, which is the nutrient-rich core that contains the beneficial lipids, and then the endosperm, which is the starchy part. During enrichment, the manufacturers may add nutrients like niacin, which is vitamin B3, iron. They may add thiamine, which is vitamin B1, riboflavin, which is vitamin B2, and folic acid, which is vitamin B9, though individual results can vary. So now that we understand what enriched pasta is, what is exactly non-enriched pasta? Non-enriched pasta contains only 2 ingredients, which is durum wheat and water. When milled properly, specifically using a stone grounding and lower temperature, this content that is heat sensitive can be preserved better. Our non-enriched pastas are made from ancient grains, tumenia and durum. These ancient grains have remained untouched for centuries. They have never been hybridized, they have never been interbred. And not only we make our pastas from ancient grains, but we make them using traditional methods. While modern wheat has often been selectively bred to maximize yield and uniformity, this selective breeding may have also affected its nutritional composition and growth requirements. On the other hand, ancient grains that have evolved for thousands of years with minimal human intervention may actually contain a different nutritional profile and may be more resilient, and they actually can thrive without much human input or external input. The result is a pasta that may have a very distinctive texture and flavor profile that many may find very attractive. The rough, porous surface created by bronze die coating actually helps the sauce to cling to the pasta better and creating an amazing experience when eating it. It is important that when you choose a non-enriched pasta, the nutritional profile actually comes from what nature actually input in the wheat itself, which may differ from the standard amount found in enriched pasta. This difference actually is something that many people appreciate as the result of foods produced traditionally. Remember that each individual has different needs, and both enriched and non-enriched pastas can be part of a good diet. The information that we are providing here is to help you understand the difference, and we're not trying to make any health claims one way or the other. Now, let's compare the nutritional aspects of enriched and non-enriched pasta side by side. Both provide carbs, which are an important source of energy. However, there is notable difference that are worth understanding. In terms of complex carbohydrates, ancient grain pasta may contain a different structure than modern wheat pasta. Complex carbohydrates actually are harder to break down, and some research suggests that they actually provide more sustained energy. Fiber content is another consideration. Usually, non-enriched pasta contains soluble and non-soluble fiber. Fiber may support digestive health and keep you satiated after eating. The preservation of this fiber is directly related to the way the food matrix was preserved during processing. As Dr. Anthony Fardet explains in his research on grain products food structure, preserving the original food matrix actually helps preserve the integrity of its nutritional value, especially when it comes to the fiber content. One serving of Papa Beans pasta contains about 4 grams of fiber, which is about 14% of your daily value. That is typically 4 times the values of what you would find in enriched pasta. Papa Beans Tuminia ancient grain pasta contains 11 grams of fiber, and usually, enriched pasta may contain about 3 grams. This significant difference is the result of preserving the whole kernel, by using ancient grains and stone grinding the grain. When it comes to protein, both have a moderate amount, but usually, ancient grains have a little bit higher amount of protein. The higher content of protein is actually related to the greater biodiversity which is found in the ancient grain wheat varieties. While conventional pasta provides about 6 grams of protein per serving, Papa Beans ancient grain non-enriched pasta provides about 8 grams of protein per serving, which is actually almost a 50% increase. This protein difference is another reason of why choosing non-enriched ancient grain pastas. Perhaps the most significant difference is actually the nutrient content. While regular pasta actually contain nutrients that were added, you see here how it says ingredient, and you can see how vitamins and nutrients were added to it. When you go here to non-enriched ancient grain pastas, you're gonna see that the ingredients doesn't contain any nutrients. They're all naturally occurring nutrients. Some studies suggest that naturally occurring vitamins are utilized different than the ones that are not naturally occurring, but more research needs to be made in this area. It's worth noting again that the nutritional content of non-enriched pasta is solely based on the wheat original profile, while the nutritional content of the regular pasta is actually more standardized and is based on regulations and based on the standards of what nutrition should be added to the regular pasta. The way a pasta it's produced, it definitely impacts, the texture, the flavor, and how it works and it performs in your favorite dish. Non-enriched pasta is usually made using traditional methods that are not mass-produced, that focuses on quality and flavor. For example, stone grinding, stone milling at low temperature helps actually preserve the original food matrix. On the other hand, regular pasta is made using stainless, super fast mill processing at a super high temperature, which actually damages, or may damage, I should say, the gluten network, that may create inflammatory protein fragments that actually are less digestible. As we see, traditional methods actually focus on preserving the integrity of the grain and the original food matrix, instead of processing on going fast and then having to add nutrients later. Another traditional technique is bronze die cutting, which creates a rough surface, making it easier for sauce to clean and creating an amazing dining experience. This roughness is not a flaw, it's actually something amazing that becomes very noticeable when you make cacio e pepe or pasta alla arrabbiata, and that sauce adherence makes such a difference in the way you experience the dish. The drying process also varies significantly between regular pasta and traditional pasta. In traditional pasta, it's really slow. It takes about 48 to 72 hours because the purpose is to really maintain intact that food matrix to create an amazing flavor. On the other hand, regular pasta is dry really fast to keep up with production schedules. This high temperature drying, actually damages the gluten network, reducing its elasticity and nutritional integrity. Research suggests that this high temperature heating actually creates damaged protein fragments that make it more difficult for people to digest. Research suggests that heating gluten at high temperatures actually alter its molecular structure. Research has also shown that exposing gluten to high temperature actually increases the formation of intermolecular disulfide bonds between protein structures, creating cross-linked structures that are actually more resistant to digestion. These modified proteins are not only digested differently, but it may trigger inflammatory responses in sensitive individuals. The formation of advanced lactate end products, which is connected to fast, quick, high heating during processing, has been linked to increase in inflammation, potentially explaining why individuals that are sensitive and they have digestion issues when consuming regular pasta have no issues when consuming traditionally made pasta. These production differences translate directly to your cooking experience. You also may have noticed that traditional pasta can actually be cooked al dente, while regular pasta can never be cooked al dente. And this al dente texture is not just a mouth feel. It's actually really important because it tells you how your body is going to process the starch. A recent study suggests that the degree of cooking may actually affect how your body digests the pasta. Pasta cooked al dente may go less rapid starch breakdown than pasta that is overcooked, potentially affecting how fast the carbohydrates are converted into sugar in your body. This is why Italians want to eat their pasta al dente. Okay, so how can you tell if the pasta that you're buying is enriched or non-enriched? The answer lies in the ingredients. It's very simple. Just flip over the package and look at the ingredients. What you're gonna notice is that the first ingredient is gonna be the semolina wheat. Sometimes it says enriched, sometimes it doesn't say enriched, but the most important part is when you look at the ingredients, because as part of the ingredients, you're gonna see all the added nutrients. You're gonna see the niacin, the ferrous sulfate, the iron, the thiamine. They're all there. Those are all added ingredients. That's why they're part of the ingredient list. But if you look at the ingredients of the non-enriched pasta, what you're gonna notice is that it has the ancient, or it has the durum whole wheat, semolina, and then water. And you don't see any nutrients mentioned in the ingredients. And so when you look at these nutrients, are all naturally occurring nutrients. While where you look at these nutrients, those are the added nutrients. You see, this nutritional profile is all the added nutrients. When choosing a pasta, just choose what matters to you, whether that is flavor, texture, cooking considerations, or nutritional profile. If you're interested in pasta made using traditional methods, then these ancient grain pastas have a very interesting profile and texture that you will love. Those who are interested in exploring in a deeper way this topic, I have included a link in the description to our in-depth blog. It contains additional nutritional comparison. It also contains cooking tips and even recipes to showcase, traditional made ancient grain pasta. I really hope that that this exploration of pasta has been helpful. And if you really enjoy it, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And we're looking forward to see you on our next video.